Gibbets, Senate prediction for April of this year. Hang on. Stupid back. Alright. We have 33 Senate elections to go through, and it's quite a list. So, let's just go over it real quick. Arizona. 2012, which was Jeff Flake winning against a Democrat, random Democrat. I don't know who it was anymore. Who cares? Jeff Flake was polled at 45. His Democrat competitor was at 44. And the Libertarians at 4 points. End result was 49 for Jeff Flake, 46 for the Democrats, and then slightly under 5 for the Libertarian. Meaning that all parties were underestimated in polling, essentially. 4 points for the Republicans, 2 points for the Democrats, and half a point for the Libertarians. That's basically all point support. 2018, Martha McSally against Kirsten Sinema. Sinema was taking a slight lead in the polling, 47 to 46.5, basically a dead heat or a tie. End result was 50 to 47.5 in favor of Sinema, which means Democrats are underestimated by 3 points, Republicans by 1 point. Green Party participated, they got 2.4 points, which was slightly over the 1 point aggregate that they had, leaving roughly 2 points underestimation for both parties. Bringing it into the Senate election right now. At the moment, we have already concluded that Kirsten Sinema is not running for re-election. Good riddance. Which leaves us at a two-way race between Lake and Gallego. And at this point, Gallego is leading by roughly 7 points in aggregate. Which leaves the final margin of victory to be, you guessed it, about 7 points for Gallego. I'm going to fill all of these in later. I'm not going to adjust any of the margins later on, but you can understand what is going to happen here. California. This is another jungle state where you have 2 candidates and the top 2 will advance to the general election. And as you can see, in the case of 2018, it was 2 Democrats, of which I will not include the margin of error because it completely skews the polling in this particular case. So, 2012, Feinstein against generic Republican. I don't even know who he was anymore. 56 to 34. For Feinstein, she won 63 to 40 or 63 to 38. Republican underestimated by 3 points, and this one shouldn't exist. Democrat underestimated by 7. In the end, that's the margin. 2018, Feinstein was polling 43 to 31 against Kevin De Leon, who was another Democrat. In the end, it was 54 to 46. State of Connecticut. Chris Murphy, for his first term, I believe it was his first term, was polling 48 to 43 in favor of his Republican competitor. In the end, he won 53 to 43. So, Democrats underestimated by 5 points, Republican support on point. 2018, Murphy was polling at 56.5, Republican at 38. Again, Republican performed at 39, so it's a 1 point deviation. Murphy was 3 points underestimated. He in the end got slightly under 60% of the vote. So that brings us an average of 4 points underestimation. Now bring it in for the Senate election for these 2 states. Schiff is leading by 15 points against Garvey. Easy victory for him. Murphy is leading by 15 points, so it's going to be a 20-point victory as well. Next 3 states, Delaware, Florida, and Hawaii. Delaware, this is a state where Republicans are significantly underpolled over and over again. I already showed you this with the gubernatorial election. And this one is another one. So, Tom Carper was polling 65 to 30. In the end, he got 66, and the Republican got 29. So this is basically a good polling aggregate. However, 2018 is where they went really wrong. 56 points for the Democrat, 28 for the Republican, 4 for the Green Party, and slightly under 3 for the Libertarians. Well, guess what? It was 60 to 38, with both the Libertarian and the Greens getting 1 point each. So not only did they overstate the support for the Green Party by a factor of 3, and the Libertarians by a factor of 2, they also missed the Republican support by 10 points. That's a lot. So let's go for that. Average 4-point miss for the Republicans, 3-point miss for the Democrats. Let's go to Florida. Bill Nelson was polling at 51 to 44. And the result was 55 to 42. So Democrat underestimated by 4 points, Republican overestimated by a point. 2018, Bill Nelson was winning the race 48 to 47. In the end, Rick Scott won by 0.2. Democrats overestimated by 2 points, Republicans overestimated by 3. End result, Republican polling is basically on point. Democrat polling, not so much. 3 points underestimation. Hawaii, Mazie Hirono was polled at 56 to 38 in 2012. She won 63 to 37. 7-point underestimation for the Democrats. 2018, 65 to 30. She won 71 to 29. So Republicans are slightly overestimated. Democrats underestimated by roughly 7 points. Bringing it in here, Democrats, last poll that I saw was Blunt winning by 15 points. Rick Scott winning by 7. And Hirono winning by 35. Bringing it to the margins, Scott is going to win roughly by about 5 points. So that's about 4 times the margin that he normally has. Nice. Right, next 3 states, Indiana, Maine, and Maryland. And this is where the main surprise of the video is going to come in, of course. 2012. 45 to 43 for the Democrats. Joe Connolly was this. He won by 50 to 44. Democrat underestimated by 4 points. Republican underestimated by 1.5. Libertarians on point support by about 6% in both the polling and the actual result. 2018. Joe Connolly was leading, again, this time by less than a point. And the result was 51 to 45 for the Republicans, which means that Mike Brown was underestimated by 8. And the the Libertarians were overestimated by 1.5 points, meaning in total, Republicans are underestimated by 5, Democrats overestimated by 3, underestimated in both cases, Libertarians overestimated by 1 point. Maine. Angus King was leading 48 to 32. In the end result, it was 53 to 31, which means Republicans slightly overestimated, Angus King underestimated by 5. 2018, King was polled at the same margins, 49 points, Republicans into 33. End result, 54 to 35. So again, King underestimated, Republicans at 2.7 points underestimation. Average, Angus King is underestimated by 5 points in the polling. Maryland, 51 to 23, with an independent running, of course. End result was 56 to 26, meaning the Republicans are underestimated by 4, Democrats underestimated by 5, and the independent was polled on point. 2018, 53 to 20, with another independent in the race. However, this time the independent didn't do as well, and it was 65 to 30, which means both Democrat and Republican were underestimated by double digits. Which brings us in here, Indiana, currently polling, Banks is leading by 10 points. We have Angus King leading by 15. And we have Larry Hogan leading by 3 points against David Trone. Now, the reason why I put David Trone in here is because he was the best performing against Larry Hogan. So you can understand what I'm doing here. Probably it's going to be Angela Alsobrooks, because she's getting the endorsement from the Democratic Party. I think David Trone is a much better suit for the state, or fit for the state. But we'll just have to see. Which leads us to the first flip of the evening, which would be Maryland's 2-point victory for Hogan. At the moment, current polling aggregate, all that stuff, the usual caveats. into account. Next state, we got Massachusetts, Michigan, and Minnesota. So, Massachusetts, this was Scott Brown running for re-election. He was trailing Elizabeth Warren 50 to 46. In the end, he lost by 54 to 46. So, Republican support on point, Democrat support underestimated. 2018, Jeff Deal, he was losing by 56 to 30. End result was 60 to 36. So Democrat Elizabeth Warren in this particular case underestimated by 4 points. Republicans underestimated by 3.5. Just slightly lesser underestimation. However, still significant in terms of polling. Michigan, Deborah Stabenow was leading in 2012, 54 to 40. End result was 59 to 38. So Republicans overestimated. Democrats underestimated by 5 points. 2018, however, 52 to 43. In the end result was 52 to 46, which means John James was underestimated by 3 points. Democrat support on point. That one shouldn't exist. And there you go. Brings us 3 points underestimation for the Democrats, on point estimation for the Republicans. Minnesota, 60 to 32 in 2012 for Klobuchar. End result 65 to 30. 6 points underestimation for the Democrats. Republican support slightly overestimated. 2018, 55 to 34. End result 60 to 36. 5 point underestimation for the Democrats. 2 points for the Republicans. End result, Republican support is basically on point. Democrat support underestimated by 5.5 points. Let's bring it in again. These three: Massachusetts, Michigan, and Minnesota. At the moment, Warren is leading by 20 points against generic Republican. It's probably going to be about a 20-point victory in the end. Michigan, Slotkin is leading 39 to 38 in aggregate against Mike Rogers, who's probably going to be the nominee. As a result, she currently has a polling error adjusted victory of about 3 points. Minnesota, 49 to 33, 20-point victory for Klobuchar at the end of the day. Now we bring it into Mississippi, Missouri, and Montana. Mississippi, Roger Wicker was polled at 51 to 38, and the result was 57 to 41. Both parties underestimated. However, the underestimation for Wicker was twice that the margin of the Democrats. 2018, 50 to 33, end result 59 to 40. Both parties underestimated by at least 7 points. Democrat support Libertarian support overestimated. Missouri, Claire McCaskill was leading 48 to 43. End result was 55 to 39, which was a significant overestimation of Republicans and an underestimation of Democrats by 7 points. 2018, Hawley was leading in the polling by half a point, basically a dead heat. End result 51 to 46 for Josh Hawley. 5 point underestimation for Hawley. Democrat support on point. End result, Democrats are underestimated by 3. Republicans are essentially compensated out. 1 point underestimation. Montana, 2012, dead heat in polling between John Tester and Danny Rayburg, 46 to 46. End result, 49 to 44, with the Libertarians taking 6% of the vote. 2018, John Tester was polling at 49, Matt Rosendale at 44. End result was 50 to 47. Averaging out those polling errors, the Republicans are underestimated by 1, the Democrats underestimated by 2, and the Libertarians underestimated by 1. Let's bring it home again. So there's these three. 50 to 35 is what the current polling is regarding Wicker against Pinkins. Easy victory. Missouri, 46 to 37 for the Republican, for Hawley. Going to be about a 7-point victory, with polling currently standing as it is. There should be more polling coming through the summer, but we'll have to see. Montana, currently it's 43.5 to 41. Leaves it to a roughly 4-point victory. So, the closest election, in my opinion, is going to be Montana. Because Trump is going to win it by roughly 20 points, and I'll show you that in a later video. And whoever... So the margin of victory for Trump is going to be deciding who wins Montana. Simple as. Next 3 states, Nebraska, Nevada, and New Jersey. Nebraska was polled at 51 to 40, end result 58 to 42. Both parties underestimated. 2018, 52.5 to 33. Both parties again underestimated. Average error is 6 points underestimation for the Republicans, 4 points underestimation for the Democrat. Nevada, 47 to 40 in favor of Dean Heller. He won 46 to 45. So that is Democrats underestimated by 5 points, Republicans overestimated by 1 point. 2018. Rosen was winning in the polling by a half a point. Basically that heat. In the end result, it was 50 to 45. 5-point victory for Rosen. Which means in the average, Republicans are slightly overestimated, but within margin of error. Democrats are underestimated by 5 points. Bringing it to New Jersey. So Bob Menendez, 50 to 34. End result was 59 to 39. So both parties underestimated. However, Democrats underestimated by roughly 10 points. 2018, 50 to 42. End result 54 to 43. So Democrats are underestimated by roughly 6 points. Bring it in again. So we are here. Easy victory for both Republicans in the Senate because now there's a special election too, which will follow roughly the same margin. Nevada, at the moment, looks like an 8-point victory for Rosen. And in New Jersey, it looks to be about a 15-point victory for Andy Kim. Now, if Bob Menendez is running, you may see this margin crater, dependent of whether he runs as an independent. New Mexico, New York, and North Dakota. New Mexico 50 to 41. In 2012 was 51 to 46. So slight overperformance, but underperformance in comparison to Barack Obama. 2018 was polling 43 to 23 to 19 with Gary Johnson running out for the Senate seat. End result was 54 to 30 with Gary Johnson taking 15% of the vote. What does this mean? The Republicans and Democrats are underestimated by 6 points. The Libertarians are slightly overestimated. State of New York, 63 to 24. End result was 66 to 26. 2018 was 58 to 30. End result was 67 to 33. Which means the Democrat is underestimated by 6 points. In this case, Kirsten Gillibrand. And the Republicans underestimated by 3. North Dakota, dead heat in 2012. End result was 49 to 50 for the Democrats. Both parties underestimated by 2 and 4 points respectively. 2018, Republicans winning by 50 to 43 in the polling. The election was 55 to 44, which means Republicans are underestimated by 5 points. 3.6 polling error average, and 2.5 for the Democrats. Bring it in here, it is this one. So at the moment it looks like a 10-point victory for Martin Heinrich, and it's going to be about a 30-point victory for Kirsten Gillibrand, and then a 27-point victory for Kevin Cramer. Next 3 states, Ohio, Pennsylvania, or Rhode Island. 2012, Sherrod Brown was leading 50 to 45. End result was 51 to 45. Polling was basically on point. 2018, 50 to 37. End result was 53 to 47. So the Republicans underestimated by 10 points. Brings it to an average error of 5 points for the Republican, 2 points for the Democrat. Pennsylvania, Bob Casey was leading 49 to 42. And the result was 54 to 45. So, significant polling error. 2018, 51 to 37, and the result was 56 to 43, which means that both the Republican and the Democrat are underestimated by 4 to 5 percentage points in the election. Rhode Island, this is Sheldon Whitehouse, so that's 54 to 32, and the result was 65 to 35. So Whitehouse underestimated by more than 10 points. 2018, 54 to 34. Sorry, 55 to 34, and the result 61 to 38. Which means the Republicans are underestimated by 4, Democrats are underestimated by 9. Bringing them in here, we have these 3 states. Ohio, at the moment, is looking like a 4-point victory for Brown, a 6-point victory for Casey, and a 30-point victory for Whitehouse. Next 3 states, Tennessee, Utah, and Texas. Marsha Blackburn was polling at 59 to 21, and the result was 65 to 30. Both parties significantly underestimated. 2018, it was 49 to 45. Blackburn got 55% of the vote, and her Democrat competitor got 44%. What does this mean? Blackburn is underestimated by an average of 6 points. Democrat is underestimated by roughly 4. And then we have Texas. Ted Cruz was leading 48 to 32. He won by 57 to 41. Both parties underestimated by 8. 2018, it was 50 to 45. Cruz won 51 to 48. Republicans are underestimated by 5. Democrats underestimated by 6. But I have a feeling that the margin for the Democrat vote to 48 is going to decrease because, of course, the money is running dry and they don't really have anything against Cruz anymore. Utah, 64 to 24 for Orrin Hatch, was 65 to 30. 2018, 58 to 24 in favor of Mitt Romney, became 63 to 31. Republicans underestimated by 3 points, Democrats underestimated by 7. Bringing them in here, we have these 3 states. Blackburn is leading by 20 in the polling, going to win about 21. Cruz is leading by 5. It's going to be roughly a 4-point victory if that's the case. If it stays this way, polling is probably going to expand. Utah, 25-point victory for generic Republican. Going to be roughly a 20-point victory. Next 3 states, Vermont, Virginia, and Washington. Bernie Sanders was leading in 2012, 62 to 25. In the end, he won 71 to 25. So, Sanders underestimated by 5 points. 2018, Sanders was leading 67 to 23. And the result was 67 to 28. So, polling seems to have corrected for Sanders, but is now underestimating the Republicans. So, probably methodology changes caused a little bit of a problem here. Virginia, Tim Kaine was leading by 3 points in 2012, 49 to 46. In the end result, it was 53 to 47. 2018, Kaine was leading 51 to 36, and the result was 57 to 41. So Republicans underestimated by 3, Democrats underestimated by 5. Here you go, Washington, another jungle primary state. Cantwell was leading 55 to 37, and the result was 60 to 40. 2018, it was 53 to 38, and the result was 58 to 42. Meaning Republican support is underestimated by 3, Democrat support underestimated by 6. Leaves to no surprise that all three of these states will go Democrat. Sanders is expected to win by about 40 points. He does not exceed 70% of the vote as of right now, but polling can change for this, of course. Virginia, Tim Kaine is roughly going to win by about 12, and Cantwell is going to win by about 20 as well. Last three states, and I kind of already spoiled the surprise for you. West Virginia, Manchin was leading by 70 to 25 in 2012. He won 60 to 36. Republicans underestimated by 12 points. Democrats overestimated by almost 10. 2018, Manchin was leading 47 to 42, with the Libertarians getting 5% of the vote. End result was Manchin slightly below 50, the Republican Patrick Morrissey at 46, and the Libertarian getting 4 points of the vote. Republicans are underestimated 8 points. Democrats overestimated by 3. Next up, state of Wisconsin. 2012, we had Baldwin leading by slightly over 1 point, 48 to 46, if you round it. End result was 51 to 46. 2018, Baldwin was leading 53 to 42. End result, 55 to 46. In this case, Baldwin is underestimated by 3 points. Republican is underestimated by 1. State of Wyoming, Barrasso was polled at 56 to 36. In the end, he won by 76 to 22. So, Republican support underestimated by 20 points. 2018, Barrasso polled at 60, Democrat at 31. End result was 70 to 31. So 10% underestimation for Barrasso again. But this time the Democrat was on point. Which leaves us to the final three here. Republican Jim Justice winning by about 20 points, Barrasso winning by about 37, and Baldwin winning by about 7. So I'm going to move this to the side. Here's the Senate map. I'm just going to make this smaller because it's no longer needed to be visible for you. So, Gallego winning by 7, 8, basically California, we already have that. Florida leans Republican. Indiana is safe. We have Maryland at the moment tilts Republican. We have Michigan leaning Democrat. We have Missouri likely Republican. Montana leans Democrat. Nevada likely Democrat. New Mexico is over 10. Ohio is at 4. Pennsylvania is at 6, so that's slightly above the threshold I'm using. Texas at 4. And then we have Wisconsin at 7. So, 51 to 49 with Maryland flipping. That's what the polling looks like at the moment. So on average, the Republicans are underestimated by 3 points, Democrats by 4, Libertarians and Greens overestimated by half a point each. So this is the kind of methodology that I'm going to be using. However, in the future, I will not be showing you the spreadsheet. I will just, because I've shown you it right now. So basically, this is what I'm using, the errors I'm taking into account, and coming in the summer, so I think about June, I may also have the probability of victory for each candidate, and I'll use that as a metric as well for tiebreakers, basically. So that's it for the moment. I will not be changing the baseline, because I don't think it's necessary at the moment. Thank you kindly for watching, see you next time. Cheers.